Good day, beautiful people. Wayne Hackman here, aka Whackstar. You can see my Starlink on top of this building here. And I want to tell you how this past week it has been so invaluable.
Well, it's been an interesting week in Kenya. I'm filming this at late June, and we've just come out of a week and potentially going into a week of protests about the tax bill that the government put forward. Now, why is that important, and why has that got anything to do with Starlink? Well, Tuesday last week, when the initial protests took place, a lot of people were getting mobilized on social media, in particular X. And strangely, in the afternoon, all of the local internet connections, and I've got access to Safaricom, I've got access to Liquid, and a few other local internet service providers, started seeing internet interference. And connections suddenly became unreliable, all except for one internet service, and that was Starlink. I was able to get onto X. I was able to surf the internet at reasonable speeds, as if nothing was happening in the country. So, a year ago, I received, or just over a year ago, I received an email from Starlink saying I can beta test their product in Kenya, and I did for a few months, and then it went public. And initially, I was cautioning people not to leap into it because the use case scenario was if you had access to, city fiber or a decent cell phone network, that you weren't going to get anything more than you were able to receive. But I did say that actually the service might get better, and it has. I've done some speed tests recently, yesterday actually, and I was getting download speeds of anything from 40 megabits per second right up to 200 plus megabits per second, which kind of suggests that Starlink are improving. And their prices are actually dropped as well. For 6,500 shillings a month, you can get high-speed internet with unlimited data. The equipment has gone down to 45,000 shillings as a one-off payment. Now, in some of my previous videos, and thank you for those who commented on it, they suggested that the price was too high, and I completely get that. I'm fortunate that I would class myself in the middle class in Kenya. I have a reasonable salary. I'm able to afford the initial outlay of the equipment, and I'm able to afford the monthly rate. But for a lot of people, that's a huge amount of money. About 5-6 years ago, I made a whole set of videos encouraging people to perhaps share high-speed internet amongst their community. And I'm doing that already. I supply internet to a local school free of charge. I supply internet to a local children's project free of charge. And this Starlink connection has been able to provide that internet no trouble at all. And actually quite easily, if you're reasonably tech savvy and you want to bring the price down of this Starlink cost, I can encourage you to do one thing: partner up with a few of your individuals. Maybe you get 3 or 4 other people in your local community, and just by buying a few devices and a few individual items for infrastructure, you can quite easily share the Starlink internet and all enjoy a reasonably fast connection. Check out some of my other videos. I'll link them in the description or somewhere around here or at the end of this video. But why am I sharing this now? I think we were all surprised that somebody interfered with the internet connection in Kenya. We don't know who that is. Some people say it was the government. Some people say that it was malicious intent. Some people just say it was a coincidence. Whatever you might believe about the interruptions to the internet service in Kenya, I do believe, as the UN says, the internet is a fundamental human right not to be interfered with. And Starlink gives you that opportunity to be able to keep your life connected, even if the surrounding infrastructure is failing. And so I can wholeheartedly recommend it now. I'll put a link in the description about, I had a link a few years ago which gave you a month free and a link to getting the equipment at a reasonable price. I don't know if it still works, but by all means use it. It might get you a month's internet usage for free. And that will be good, a good way of you trialing it out. I'd also encourage you perhaps to think about, approaching some people in your local community. All you need is 3 or 4 individuals, and that monthly cost will be brought right down, and you can share the cost of that initial setup, which I recognize is a lot, particularly for the lower income in Kenya. But it is truly something remarkable. In the early stages, my traffic was routed from Nigeria, and then Kenya seems to be where the majority of my traffic or internet traffic is routed to now. There have been periods where my internet traffic has been routed from the Middle East and from Asia when there's been internet trouble in Kenya. So you will get connected to the internet, and if you need to, particularly if you're in a remote area, get a reasonably good connection, then Starlink is something that you need to consider. Wherever you are in Kenya, whatever might be happening, my prayers are that you are safe, that you're making sensible decisions. We are all struggling with some of the decisions that those people in government are making. And my hope and prayer is that actually Starlink is another way where we can keep ourselves open and connected without interference from other people. Thanks for watching. Please rate and subscribe. Do all of the things that YouTubers do, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.